What if I told you the fastest way to lose a woman's respect is not by being weak, but by trying too hard to prove you are strong? That is the trap. Most men think respect comes from pressure, from chasing, from explaining themselves over and over, from doing more, texting more, giving more, saying more. But respect is not born from desperation. It is born from presence. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why some men get overlooked, why others get tested, and why the man who stays calm, clear, and unshaken is the one she cannot ignore. If you are into real relationship psychology and powerful dating truths, subscribe to Love Decoded Hub right now, because this is the kind of advice most men learn too late. And while you are here, comment respect below if you want more videos like this. I want to hear your ideas too, so drop the next topic you want me to break down. Now, let's get into it. A woman does not respect a man because he talks the loudest. She respects the man whose words mean something. She respects the man who does not fold when emotions rise. She respects the man who does not lose himself trying to keep her. That is the first truth. Most men think love and respect are the same thing. They are not. A woman may still feel something for a man while losing respect for him at the same time. And once respect starts slipping, attraction starts slipping with it. That is the problem. A lot of men do not notice the shift because it happens slowly. At first, she likes how available you are. She likes how much you care. She likes how fast you reply. She likes how much you try. But then something changes. You start over-explaining. You start apologizing for things that did not need 10 apologies. You start checking in too much. You start asking if everything is okay every time the energy feels a little off. And instead of looking strong, you start looking unsure. Not because you are a bad man, not because you are not worthy, but because you are giving away your power one small piece at a time. That is the pain. You think more effort will make her respect you more, but sometimes more effort without direction makes her respect you less. Because now she sees tension in you, she sees fear in you, she sees that your mood depends too much on her reaction. And the moment a woman feels that she can control your emotional state too easily, something inside her changes. She may not say it out loud, she may not even fully understand it herself. But she feels it. The man who cannot hold his frame becomes easy to push, and the man who is easy to push becomes easy to doubt. That is why respect begins with self-control, not control over her, control over you. Here is where most men make the mistake. They think being nice is enough. They think being available is enough. They think saying yes to everything is enough. But respect is not built on being convenient. Respect is built on being grounded. And a grounded man does not panic when things get uncomfortable. He does not chase every signal. He does not beg for clarity from someone who has already shown confusion. He does not explain his value like a salesman trying to close a deal. He lives it, and that is what makes the difference, because a man who knows his worth does not need to announce it every 5 minutes. He shows it through how he moves, how he speaks, how he waits, how he walks away when something is beneath him, how he stays calm when other men would fold, how he protects his time, his purpose, and his peace. That is attractive. That is powerful. That is respected. Now let me push this deeper. Respect is not just about what you do. It is also about what you tolerate. If you tolerate mixed signals forever, you teach people that your boundaries are flexible. If you tolerate disrespect and then laugh it off every time, you teach people that they can keep crossing the line. If you are always available no matter how she treats you, you teach people that your presence is guaranteed. And when your presence is guaranteed, it stops feeling valuable. That is the harsh truth. People respect what has limits. People value what has standards. People pay attention to what is not easily available. Not because they are evil, not because they are playing chess, but because human beings naturally assign value to what requires care, effort, and consistency. So if you want her respect, stop being the man who begs to be chosen. Be the man who chooses with standards. Stop being the man who collapses when the energy shifts. Be the man who can read the shift without losing himself. Stop being the man who needs constant reassurance. Be the man whose confidence does not evaporate just because she went quiet for a few hours. And here comes the rehook, because now you may be asking, okay, but how do I actually do that without becoming cold or fake? Good. That means you are paying attention, because this is where the real power starts. You do not gain respect by becoming emotionless. You gain respect by becoming stable. There is a difference. Cold men hide, stable men lead. Cold men punish, stable men communicate. Cold men disappear to play games. Stable men step back when needed because they value themselves, not because they are trying to manipulate anyone. That is the key. You are not trying to control her emotions. You are learning how to stop giving away yours. That changes everything. Now, let's talk about the behavior that makes a man lose respect fastest. Over-explaining. A man who over-explains every move starts sounding uncertain, even when he is right. He explains why he was late. He explains why he did not answer. He explains why he needed space. He explains his intentions before anyone even asked. And while communication matters, too much explanation can sound like a man asking for permission to exist. That is not attractive. A respected man speaks clearly, then lets his actions do the rest. He does not flood the room with words to cover his nerves. He does not defend himself against every imagined threat. He is calm enough to let the truth stand on its own. That calmness is powerful, and here is why. Because calmness tells her you are not easily shaken, and if you are not easily shaken, you are not easily controlled. That creates respect. Now let's go one level deeper. A woman respects a man who has direction. If you have no mission, no discipline, no purpose, and no routine, then every little emotional wave in the relationship feels huge to you. One good text makes your day. One cold reply ruins your week. One uncertain moment sends you into overthinking. Why? Because your life is empty enough for her energy to become the center of it. And when a woman becomes the center of your life too early, she starts feeling the weight of that, not because she hates you, because pressure is heavy. But a man with purpose is different. He is not chasing a reaction all day. He is building something. He has something to return to, something bigger than attention, something deeper than approval, and that changes the energy instantly. That is why men with mission are often more respected. Not because they ignore women, but because they are not built around them. Now listen carefully, because this matters. Respect grows when your actions match your words. If you say you value your time, then protect it. If you say you have standards, then enforce them. If you say you want peace, then stop feeding chaos. If you say you respect yourself, then move like it. A man who says one thing and does another creates confusion, and confusion kills respect. Consistency builds it every time. That is the game. Not manipulation, not performance, consistency. Now let me give you the solution. If you want her respect, do these things. First, speak less, but mean more. Do not rush to fill every silence. Do not explain every feeling. Do not panic when the conversation slows down. Say what matters, then stop. Second, protect your boundaries. If something does not sit right with you, address it once, clearly. Do not keep repeating yourself just to be heard. A man with standards does not need to beg for basic decency. Third, keep building your life. Do not make her your only source of excitement. Go to the gym, work on your goals, improve your mind. Become interesting to yourself again. A man who is growing is naturally more respected than a man who is standing still. And fourth, do not chase every test. Some women test to feel your strength, not because they hate you, because they want to see if you can hold your frame. If you crumble every time, respect drops. If you stay steady, respect grows. Now, here is the payoff. The man she respects is not the man who never feels anything. He is the man who feels deeply but is still not ruled by it. He can care without begging. He can love without losing himself. He can stay warm without becoming weak. He can be honest without becoming desperate. That is masculine value. That is presence. That is power. And that is what makes her see you differently. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. And that is the real message of this video. You do not make her respect you by demanding it. You make her respect you by becoming the kind of man whose boundaries, calmness, purpose, and self-control naturally create it. That is what changes attraction. That is what changes the tone. That is what changes how she sees you. So if you have been over-giving, over-explaining, over-chasing, and over-prioritizing her before you should have, step back and rebuild your frame. Not to punish her, not to play games, but to return to yourself. Because the strongest man in the room is not the loudest one. He is the one who does not need to prove he belongs there. Before I close, I want to ask you something. What is the biggest mistake men make that kills respect in relationships? Comment your answer below. I read those and I want your ideas for the next video. And if this hit home, subscribe to Love Decoded Hub for more powerful relationship psychology, masculine value, and real-world truth. Because the man who understands respect understands attraction. And the man who understands attraction stops losing good women to weak habits. Choose your frame. Protect your peace. Build your value. And let the respect follow.